And welcome back to the Zone, everybody. I am Brant Fowler, and this is another installment of the 12 Days of Zone 4, where I give you guys an additional installment of audio every day for 12 days leading up through Christmas. This is day 7, and I hope you guys are enjoying these so far. This time I thought I would take a look into 2015, kind of playing off something that we talked about in the 300th episode of Zone 4. Just kind of take a look at some of the films and games that are coming out in 2015. Talk a little bit more about what I'm looking forward to, because we kind of joked about it on the 300th and kind of made light of some things. And we said, your expected things like Avengers 2 and Star Wars, of course. But I thought I would go a little bit deeper into it and talk about some other stuff, and I hope you guys enjoy it. And if you haven't checked out the 300th episode, by the way, we had a very special guest drop in straight from the North Pole, so go check that out. It was a fun episode. And then following that episode, I did Epic Rewind live on a live show with Chris Ventura on his channel, and both of those you can find on comicrelated.com right now. So go check those out. Thank you, and leave some comments and let me know what you thought. All right, so looking into, let's go with film first. Looking into some films that I'm personally interested in 2015. We've got, now, all right, one I will mention. I'm not really interested in this one, but I do want to mention it. The Woman in Black 2, Angel of Death. I liked the first one, but I think a lot of the reason why I liked the first one was because Daniel Radcliffe was in it, and it was seeing him in yet another role outside of the Harry Potter franchise. And it was one of the very few things I've seen him in outside of Harry Potter to date. And it was just interesting seeing his acting skills in a different setting, and I enjoyed his performance. This one obviously does not have him. I think he does a voiceover as a letter is left for somebody, but it still looks interesting, so I don't know about that one. Going past that, Black Hat, which is from Universal Studios, starring Chris Hemsworth and Viola Davis. Chris Hemsworth from Thor, obviously, and Viola Davis from one of my favorite shows from the 2014 fall premiere season, which is How to Get Away with Murder. And they're actually talking about her for possibly being in the Suicide Squad movie as Amanda Waller. So the story looks interesting for that one. I'm kind of curious about it. It's kind of a cyber terrorist kind of thing, I think. American and Chinese agencies work together to stop a conspiracy involving a cyber criminal. So yeah, there was a trailer at San Diego Comic-Con that they showed, and I thought that was pretty interesting. And so yeah, that's one I'm kind of curious about. Want to check it out. So going down the list here of what we know is coming, Jupiter Ascending. I'm not, obviously being Zone 4, I'm not a huge Channing Tatum fan, where none of us are, but I do like Mila Kunis, I do like Sean Bean. It's a sci-fi, looks kind of epic. It looks fun, and this is one that I think I'd like to go see in the theater, and hopefully Channing Tatum's acting doesn't bring it down, and I use acting, I don't know, what's the word, I use air quotes when I say acting when it comes to Channing Tatum. Sorry for any Channing Tatum fans out there, but I'm just not a fan. But yeah, no, I definitely want to see that one, though. It looks fun, looks exciting, and I'm really curious about it. The Seventh Son is another one. This is a fantasy film based on the novel The Spook's Apprentice. And it stars Ben Barnes, Jeff Bridges, Julianne Moore. I've actually not heard much about this film at all. I know it centers on this character, Thomas Ward, played by Ben Barnes, who's the seventh son of a seventh son, and it's his adventures as an apprentice of the spook. It looks pretty cool. It looks like supernatural elements, maybe fantasy elements a bit. I'm not familiar with the novels that it's based on, but it seems kind of almost like a Legend of the Seeker kind of thing, which I really love that TV show. So yeah, Seventh Son, that comes out in February. Actually, the same day Jupiter Ascending comes out, so it's probably going to get buried. But I'd like to see it still, if it holds there. Kingsman: The Secret Service, starring Colin Firth and Michael Caine, Samuel L. Jackson. This looks fun. This is, your classic spy kind of movie, and it's the Secret Service. I just think it looks fun. I definitely want to see this one. Um, let's see, going down the list a little bit more. Trying to find one that I really am curious about, interested in. And I did look over this. I'm just trying to remember. The Divergent series, the next movie in the series, Insurgent. I talked about on a previous installment of the 12 Days of Zone 4 how I'd started the novel, but I haven't seen the first movie yet, and I still haven't. So this is kind of tentative interest here with the second one. I'll know more after I see the first one, obviously. So um, I'll keep you posted on that one. Furious 7, I'm a big fan of the Fast and Furious franchise. This is the last appearance of Paul Walker before his unfortunate demise. Dwayne The Rock Johnson, Michelle Rodriguez, Jordana Brewster, Tyrese Gibson. Everybody's back. Vin Diesel, of course. Kurt Russell and Jason Statham are in this one. So it's going to be a fantastic one, I think. I'm really looking forward to that. They're just these fun popcorn action flicks, and I like movies like that sometimes. So, uh, I have fun with it. So, I'm definitely going to be checking that one out. Let's see. We've got Avengers: Age of Ultron. Obviously, May 1st is when that comes out. Totally excited to see that. Can't wait to see it. Um, it's Avengers. It's cool. We talked about this one a little bit on Zone 4 as well. Tomorrowland, which I think looks really interesting as well. I mean, it's based on a Disney theme attraction, but it's still a very interesting concept. So I definitely want to see that. It's got George Clooney, Hugh Laurie, Britt Robertson. I mean, these are all actors and actresses that I like. I'm a fan of. So San Andreas. This stars The Rock, and it's an action disaster film. I have not heard anything about this, honestly. It's also got Alexandria Daddario, she was on True Detective. She was on the Percy Jackson films. She's currently an occasional guest appearance on New Girl. But it also has Carla Gugino, however you pronounce her name, and Ian Gruffudd, who played the Mr. Fantastic in the first two Fantastic Four movies. It also has Kylie Minogue. It's I won't hold that against it, but Paul Giamatti. The Rock and Paul Giamatti alone brings me to the theater right there. So, Jurassic World, we talked about that one as well. The trailer for it looked really good, so I'm really curious about that one. And let's see, Terminator Genesis is another one. I am a big fan of Emilia Clarke, who plays Sarah Connor in this. And again, the trailer looked really good for it, so I'm really curious about it. Pan looked interesting as well. Ant-Man, I'm gonna see. I mean, it's a Marvel superhero movie, but I'm not totally excited about it. Not yet, anyway. Let's see. Hitman Agent 47, kind of skeptical about it. The first one was decent, but this one has Zachary Quinto in it, so I'm more appreciative of that. So we'll see what happens with it, see if it's good or not. The second Maze Runner movie, I've still not seen the first one, but I still really want to see that one, so I'll add the second one here as an interest. And by the way, I think I'm going to save the games for another one because this is running a little bit longer than I thought. So the next installment, I'll talk about games in 2015 I'm interested in. And I'll just be brief with that because we'll probably go into that in hit points. Let's see. Maybe. Oh, definitely Spectre. That's the James Bond movie. Interested in that one. The Peanuts movie, maybe. I'll have to see. It's it's by the Schultz family, 20th Century Fox, Blue Sky. I'll have to see what they're doing with it exactly. But I'm a huge Peanuts fan, so definitely. The Hunger Games Mockingjay Part 2. Wrapping that series up, I definitely am going to be in the theater for that one. Looking forward to it. Comes out next November. Got to wait almost a year. Star Wars: The Force Awakens we already talked about. Definitely, if I can be, I'll be in opening weekend IMAX for that one. And Mission Impossible 5, which I'm a big fan of the Mission Impossible series as well. So that's another one that I'm definitely going to be interested in seeing in the theater. And the last one, maybe The Revenant. It's a Western thriller. I'm not a big Western fan, but I do like Leonardo DiCaprio and Tom Hardy, who star in it. So we'll see. But yeah, that's kind of my overview of movies I'm interested in for 2015. I'd love to hear what you guys are most interested in. If you can leave a comment below and let me know what you think, and if you want me to do the video game thing for tomorrow, let me know too, and I'll probably do it anyway, but just saying. I may add something else to it, because I don't think a lot of things have dates yet. Yeah, there's not a whole lot of games here, so I'll probably lump that with something else for tomorrow. There are a lot of games listed that don't have that have to be determined dates though, so we'll see. But hope you guys enjoyed this 7th day installment of the 12 Days of Zone 4, and go check out all the others in the 300th episode. I'll be back tomorrow with day 8 as we start to wrap up and wind down on these 12 days. And hope you guys are enjoying the holiday season so far. Check out Zone4podcast.com. Check out comicrelated.com, comicfrontline.com, and everywhere else you can find me and the rest of the cast of Zone 4. So until next time, thanks for listening, and you are now leaving Zone 4.
This has been a Gonzo Goose production.